And there's a Zulu saying, an idiom that says, meaning, do not laugh at him who has fallen or who has been injured. Tomorrow it's you.
You could be the next.
It is you. So with Zuma...
You must have read, of course, Darkness at Noon.
Yes.
You read Darkness at Noon?
I think I've heard of it.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Arthur Koestler, they came for the trade unionists. I was not a trade unionist, so I didn't give a damn.
Yes, sir.
Then they came for the Catholics. I was not a Catholic, so I didn't give a damn. And then they came for the Jews. I was not a Jew, so I didn't give a damn. By the time they came for me, there was no one left to protect me or to defend me. Yeah. Is this what we are looking at now? Let's face it, 2008. You have the first time that the ruling party ANC recalls President Thabo Mbeki, from Pretoria. It redeploys him, so to speak. And who was the champion of that idea?
It was Zuma.
Jacob Zuma. Supported by who? By people like Cyril Ramaphosa at the time.
Correct.
People like Shaka Ssali.
Yes.
And what is happening now?
Because at the time, what it was, as you know, Professor, you've articulated this in the past, it was a coalition of injured, of anti-Mbeki who have felt injured or slighted by Thabo Mbeki. The communists, because Mbeki would ignore them. The trade unionists, he would ignore them. The youth.
And he was not popular really in the ANC because, let's face it, you know that when they had an election for the Secretary General, guess who actually won? It was Cyril Ramaphosa. That's
correct. That's correct. He lacked the charisma, but he also had a large support of the market. And in a country like South Africa, the type of economy it always relies on predictability. So that has always played to the advantage of men like Mbeki and Ramaphosa, because they play well to the market.
Yes.
But, so it's a paradox, because then people like Zuma, who might have a native, organic appeal, the market is always cautious about them. But but his biggest enemy, Zuma, was his own self, because in 2009, when he was elected in Polokwane, it was a leftist ticket. He was supposed to nationalize. He moved back on that. He was supposed to transform, but he put in a family from outside the country. They became the arbiters who would negotiate the transformation, and by so doing, he actually led to the formation of the economic freedom fighter, his most virulent enemy, who have actually had a central role in his downfall.
James Marema.